Hi, I'm Eddie Wilson with Stryker EMS, here to demonstrate the Power Load system for Northeastern Rescue Vehicles. The Power Load system is a part number we call 6390, so it is separate from the actual power stretcher. The Power Load system is a device that will be in the ambulance. It will replace current mounting hardware. So as you can see, there's no antler system and no push-pull bar that you're used to. The load system has an anchor to it. The yellow anchor runs the width of the, actually what the stretcher length is in the back of the ambulance. It has a black rail, and then this component here is the trolley with the blinking lights. The trolley will be moving up and down off of the rail. And then these arms here are the hydraulic arms. The hydraulic arms will do all of the heavy lifting. So it will lift about 870 pounds, and that 870 pounds is a 700-pound patient, the weight of the stretcher, and EMS gear. So for a total of 870 pounds, the load device will eliminate all that weight management going in and out of a rig. The load system has a lead-acid battery in it. The lead-acid battery is trickle charged from the rig power while it's running, or the shoreline while it's plugged in the garage. And that lead-acid battery, we plan on it lasting about 3 to 4 years. It's a standard ATV lead-acid battery. The load system will also inductively charge the power cot once it's locked into the load system. And it will only inductively charge the power cot if it has the new Stryker Smart Battery system in it. So if it has the old DeWalt, it won't inductively charge. But if it has the new Stryker Smart Battery, this will be inductively charging when it's locked into the load system. The load system can be operated in full manual or full power mode, so a power cot and a power to the load system, or it can be operated in full manual mode. So there are manual overrides that you can use through the control panel here, or the manual eject system here. The idea of the load system is to eliminate all the weight management at the back of the rig. And if I could get a patient over here, to help me demonstrate this. The power cot is going to be eliminating all of the deadlifting of the patient, while the load system will eliminate all of the lifting and unloading into the ambulance. So like you would normally with the power stretcher, you hit the minus button to go in the ambulance. The power cot is wirelessly syncing with the load system, so you still hit the minus button, and the power stretcher wirelessly communicates with the load system to raise the legs, the patient, and the stretcher up. You then just push the stretcher in like a filing cabinet. It has the same kind of feeling of a filing cabinet, has the bearings in it. It's very simple to move in and out, and you have full control of the stretcher at this point. You walk it to the rear, and when it stops, the load system will automatically set the stretcher and the patient down into the load system. When you see green lights at the head end and green lights at the foot end, it means it's transport ready. Transport ready means that the patient and the stretcher is safe to transport. You shut the doors and you can go. One of the best benefits to the load system in this position, this patient now has really the safest seat in the ambulance. When they're strapped in with shoulder straps, lap, waist, and feet straps, this whole system is now crash rated for a 24G front end crash and a 12G side impact crash and a 10G all other position crash. So it's really a dynamic system for crash rating. To pull it out, you push the red button all the way to the floor and pull at the same time. When you hear the motor run and the jog goes up, it means that the load system has the full weight of the stretcher and the patient. And you walk backwards until the load system goes green. And at this point, I just want to point out that you have eliminated all of the steering issues associated with pushing a patient into the rig because the load system's on the rail. And you've also eliminated entirely the risk of patient drop because you're not worried about missing the hook. So normally you would have to pay attention to grabbing the yellow hook. At this point you don't have to worry about that. And then you hit the plus button, which you normally do anyway, until you hear the second motor of the load system. When you hear that stop, you can then hit the eject button inside the control, the button panel here. And when you hear it eject, you just walk it backwards. And at this point, you can lower the patient. If you need to shut the doors of the ambulance, you can lift the load system hydraulic arms up, set it down there, and shut the doors. And once if you need to decontaminate the load system, or you need to wash it because of a bad call, or for salt from the road or whatever, you can pressure wash the load system with a 1700 psi pressure jet. It's been certified to withstand that and not get water in the electronics. So the stretcher is IPX6 certified, the load system is IPX6 certified, and the battery associated with the operation is also the IPX6 certification. So you can fully wash the items down with the high pressure water jet. This is a close-up shot of the power load system. Wanted to give you a little bit better idea of what the different buttons were and options up close. The control panel is right here. You have 3 sections of buttons. The first button is the power button. You just click that and it'll turn the power load unit off. The second set of buttons here, the up and down arrows, will electronically maneuver the hydraulic arms. Those up and down arrows are the same function that you would have with the Power Pro plus and minus buttons on the stretcher. So if you lost power to the power stretcher, you could come up here and use these buttons to raise and lower the patient. And then this last button, this larger button here, has the picture of the hydraulic arms and an arrow going down. This is a manual dump button. So what you do is, if you lose power to the power load system, you can manually lower the patient down without power from the power load by releasing the hydraulic pressure. And then you would use this red handle to eject the stretcher from the load system. And that is that's what the manual operation would look like.